Okay, so this is where we were yesterday, not yesterday, last week, right? So the stuff that is easy and predictable, we will paint all of that today. We just need to, now that we have finished the drawing, we can erase some of the lines, like the lines underneath the letters, you can erase first. Anywhere where you made lines underneath the letters, you can erase. Some places I've made lines like over here for the trees. I'm going to leave that. Now this is our middle ground. This was our background that we painted last week. So the middle ground, we can paint a desert-like color. And desert color is usually, which color would you choose from this?
Light yellow ochre.
Correct. So we will paint a light yellow ochre on this entire middle ground. And if you're confident, you can paint around the oryx also, or you can just leave that space and paint right just up to the buildings and to the left, including the tree.
Excuse me, ma'am. What
Yes.
has happened is I have accidentally we had to write Arabian oryx beside the oryx. So what I've done is I have written that with a non-waterproof pen. So then if I paint over it, it will all smudge.
So then don't paint there. Just paint to the side.
Okay.
See, basically, we need only the buildings painted. Okay, so carefully paint the building part, and even I'm not going to go close to the oryx because I like how the oryx is looking against this white background. So I'm just painting the buildings around the oryx. And then the desert on the left, I'm going to paint. So this is also a wash in a way. So I'm going to hold it upright so that all my color floats down. And I could paint in between these trees also. Since green is a fairly deep color, I will paint over some of the leaves as well. It's just easier to paint that way. And when you're painting this, remember to just stain the paper. The first wash is usually a very light wash with lots of water because you want to color up quickly. And often these washes will go over large areas. So you use a large brush. And I'm going to end the ochre somewhere over here like that. Now we need to wait till this dries completely. Hi Ragini, you have a question?
Ma'am, which color are you using for the buildings?
Which color do you think we should use? You have the picture, the reference image?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let me share and I'll show you. We are painting a desert. Which color do you think we should use?
Um, Yellow ochre.
Very good. Yes, that's the one to use. Go ahead. Paint that. Even I've used that. So I want
Okay,
you
ma'am.
to start thinking about colors also and what colors would work based on what you see. It's not, this is really not rocket science. If you see a color, you can make it. Third one. Hi, Samar. What are you making today?
It's hard to draw this.
It is not hard. It's right there on the screen. You can look at it and draw.
Samar, what did you draw last time in class? Did you draw any of these pictures?
You drew the castle, no? This one.
Yes.
He drew this.
Let me have a look. Okay. Oh, okay. This is nice. So now tell me, do you want to draw something else?
What do you want to draw?
I forgot to complete this.
Forget this. This is your own. What
This thing.
this? He wants to draw what you have drawn.
All right. So
It's draw the
can you
Sure.
draw this part and the tree? I think you can draw so much. So forget this chap. You can, and this also. You can draw this and the tree and write Oman and draw a flag. What do you think? I think he's stuck. Okay, once you're done with this, we need to now let this dry. So we can turn our book around and we can paint the flag. So I'm going to show you the flag one more time. And the only reason to turn it around is so that we don't get our hand on the wet paint. Hi, Alia. You were absent last week and I forgot to share the recording. So now what I can suggest is just watch the video today. And if you have any questions, ask me the questions so I can help you out with that. If you want to, you can also try drawing. Everything else is very simple to draw. So you should be able to draw it.
Washes, right? For the colors.
Yeah, washes for the color. And now, right now we are making the flag.
Okay.
So I'm turning this around.
Change around, like, can I put the buildings in a different place in the dish in a different place?
Yeah, absolutely. You can move this around any way you want.
Okay.
All right. Now there is this shape, which is the crest of the flag, which is in red. And then we have a dark green base. Since we've turned the flag upside down, we are going to paint it upside down. Now use a small size brush. And I think we can paint the bottom part with this sap green. It's a nice, beautiful color. And use a nice thick layer and paint very slowly. So when you're painting, remember to make nice long strokes. We don't paint like as with pencil. You can take nice long strokes and move your brush over a large patch. And slowly enough so that the colors, your brush touches the paper properly and all the color is well transferred.
Please keep it.
Can you please keep it straight?
Now I can. We were painting now. Now I'll keep it straight for a while.
Thank you.
Go ahead. All right, now we are going to paint this silverware. So for that, there are two layers we're going to paint. And we are also going to leave some highlights. I want you to see the picture and see how the highlights look. See, we have shiny spots in these places. Then we have a light gray color in a few places, and then a dark gray color in a few places. I'm going to show you how to paint this. So first we will mark with oval shapes that part that we don't want to color up. So there's one part here, there's a little part on the tip of this thing. And then also some over here, I would say. Just the edges.
Ma'am, I can't see where you're marking.
See? There's
Yes.
one here. There's one oval shape over here, then here. And then just on this side and maybe a little bit on this side. So I'm going to show you when you're painting shiny objects, this is how you do it. I've made this gray color using black and a little bit of burnt umber, which is this color, dark brown color and black. And I've got a very watery gray shade. So can everyone just look at how I'm painting? Don't look down, look at how I'm painting.
Miss, when did you start?
I started 15 minutes ago. Hi, Safreen.
My uncle said the class will start 4:45.
Oh, okay, never mind, never mind. All right,
Oh, no.
look at what I'm doing now. So we have painted our building and our desert yellow ochre.
What color did you use?
Ye-
Miss?
Yellow ochre, this color. And
Okay, thank you.
you can paint that in a bit, but look at what I'm doing now. So I want everyone to see how I'm painting this shiny object. Don't look down, look at the screen and observe this. So when I'm painting, I will paint in sections and some parts I'm not painting. I'm going to leave some gaps. And I'm also not going to paint in the sections that I have highlight. So these circles that we've made, I'm not going to paint over there. See, it's all very loose, very loosey-goosey we have to paint. And then inside, wait, can everyone mute? Yeah. So that light gray color, I'll put in almost a little more than half the spaces, but in some places I won't put that because
Ma'am, those baby lines I have out.
you're what?
Those wavy lines on the cap of it, I have outlined those.
Which lines?
Those squiggly lines.
Oh, squiggly lines. That's okay. Squiggly lines, if you've outlined, it's fine.
Okay.
So after you have painted the light gray, then you start painting the same gray over it in a few places, like the design, but we are going to wait for that. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to paint around the flag. So I'm going to keep this upright so that Samar can see what's happening. And I'm going to carefully paint. My green has dried, so I can carefully paint around the green, the insignia.
Ma'am,
Yes.
can I leave?
Who, Abdul?
Yes,
Okay, yes, you can leave. Why are you leaving so early?
I am not feeling well.
Okay, okay, not a problem. You can leave. So when you are painting um, a shape like that, use a thin brush and outline the shape carefully. And then you can either use the same brush or you can change and use maybe a slightly fatter brush to color. The same goes for coloring with crayons also, and
Color is this?
this is scarlet. Samar, are you drawing this? Are you able to draw? If you need help, please ask me, I'll help you.
Yeah. You know what are you drawing?
No.
She's asked what you've drawn. What are you drawing? See, I'm drawing the desert. She didn't hear. Okay, I'm going there. You can use yourself.
I'm not going to get found.
Do you need help, Samar? Okay, now to make the date, sorry, date palm.
Miss, can you do it a little slower?
Yes, I can do it a little slow.
Thank you.
Can I move on? You still need me to wait? Okay. Now I want you to see how I'm making these palms. So normally we would think of making lines on the palm, but I want you to make it like this. You make a V shape at the end of the palm leaf, each of them. And then you come and make a part like that. See, I'm going to paint this so you see the shape. And I'm painting this again in like a wash of cobalt, no, what am I saying? Sap green. So I make a V shape, a big V shape here, and a small V shape here. And I'm just going to paint the leaf like this. And I can do this to all the leaves. Remember that there is a V shape here, and all these can even overlap. So now this
Ma'am,
leaf,
that is sap green, right?
sap green, correct. So take some sap green in your palette and make sure that it's a nice soft consistency. And when you're painting, paint every alternate leaf. Don't overlap them right now because you need the first leaf to dry. So you can paint the one next to the second one. So you paint the third one. Remember to go behind the letters. The letters are overlapping our tree, remember? This makes our illustration look a little nicer than when you make those stick-like leaves. But they're not wrong. That's one style of making. This is one style of making palm leaves. Now you'll see that the color of my sky has finished slightly lower, but my leaf is going outside of the page. When this happens, you say your design is bleeding out.
Ma'am, can we make the overlapping leaves with a darker color?
The color will automatically darken when you overlap it afterwards. And we are going to overlap, or we are going to change the color a little bit.
Okay.
So even here now, in the base also, we can paint the leaves in the front or the lower part. You can paint those a nice sap green color carefully. And then the colors in the back, we can make them slightly deeper. Or we can do it the other way around also, because the colors which are further away, they'll often be darker. Now, here's one tip I'm going to give you. To keep your painting and your book nice and clean, when you are painting something at the edge of your page, keep another paper underneath. So then your brush does not accidentally go and make a mark below that. Okay, I'm going to make it the other way around. I'm going to make a light green patch on all the trees. And then the trees that are in the front, I'll put a second layer. It's already looking quite nice. I quite like it. Okay, now I'll wait till everything dries. And now I'm gonna make some leaves on this side. Whenever you are painting, please make sure that you are not putting your hand over wet paint. So paint slowly. Now I'm going to add a little deeper color to our sap green. So that will be this viridian green. That's the color right next to sap green over here. And this will make it nice and a good deep green. And I'm using this deep green color. It's just a slightly deeper color than sap green, not too dark, but dark enough to change the shade. And I will use that to paint over, or I guess overlap.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
there below the village, the palm leaves that you have drawn, there is some white space in that. So can I fill that too with a wash of yellow ochre?
You can, but how much space is there? Is it too much? Huh. Now don't do it because in doing that, you might disturb the edge of the green trees.
Okay.
So just remember this next time you now you'll think of this even before, right? So for the next picture, you will know how much further you want to take your yellow ochre before.
Okay.
See, the two greens make your picture look so much more interesting. And I'm going to do the same thing over here at the bottom. I'm going to paint the trees in the front. I'm going to put a second layer of green. And I do this only after the first layer has dried. So when you're painting with watercolor, remember to load the brush before the color dries. I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to keep one tree in the foreground light. That way I get depth. So does anyone know what is the capital of Oman? Someone do a quick search and find out. Whenever you do travel sketching or actually any
Ma'am,
art,
capital of Oman is Muscat.
Muscat, correct. Muscat. So whenever you do art, you find that there is lots of opportunity to find out something more or learn something more. And that's why I love to do art, because that way I can learn lots of things from different subjects. Then also you can find out if Oman is a, well, does it have a river or a sea?
Independent country.
It's an independent country.
Hmm.
Okay. What else can we find out?
Like Greenland. Greenland looks like a country, but it's actually owned by Denmark. So,
Greenland is owned by Denmark? I didn't know that. Oh.
yeah, it's Denmark owns Greenland. So Greenland is not an independent country.
How interesting. All right, now last leaf over here. This will become very green, but I quite like it.
The population of Oman is 4.7 million.
Wait, how much? 4.7 million?
Yes.
My goodness, my own neighborhood will be 4.5 million, I think. Wow, that is so cool. Interesting. Okay, now for the bark of this palm tree, let us start with a burnt umber. And we will put that somewhere on top, like this. And all the branches come out of that color. And then you can take a thin brush and just trace this color down the edges to as far as it can go. See, it's like a snake, that color just comes down. I'm taking some extra color also. And we can also paint one
Miss, what are you doing here?
for the tree.
Yeah.
I'm putting a burnt umber color, and on one side I can just put one color like that, so that it looks like the tree is in part shadow and part light, like this. There. A few strokes here of the brown should be enough.
Ma'am, do we have to put that one stroke of it?
One what? Stroke?
Yeah.
Yes. Just drag a little bit of the color onto one side. See, just like this. On the same kind of stroke or shape or the.
Ma'am, I've used burnt umber for it, but mine is a lot darker.
Don't make it too dark. It's okay.
Mine is very dark.
It's very dark. All right, even that is fine. Let it be. So I use a certain amount of water, which allows my paint to flow like that. And that is called paint consistency. So in time, you will notice that you don't need to take too much color when you're painting, especially watercolor. Just a little bit of color is good enough to stain the paper. Okay, look at this now. I'm taking the same color, but it is so light. I'll also take it with a little bit of yellow ochre and with a very thin brush. See, it's very light. I don't have too much paint. I'm going to paint half of these buildings or the left side of these boxes. And see, it's like a transparent color almost. See? So only a little change in color happens. You can see I have very little paint here. Now, if I really dip into this and I take a lot of thick paint and I put it over here, you won't see the bottom of my palette. But if I have less paint and more water, you can see this, no? That is how much we should take. And that too, then I will dab away before I paint. So I'm carefully painting just the left sides of the block. And not all of them in the same color also. Some of them will become light, some of them will become dark, some of them can become slightly reddish. So I'll add a little bit of the neighboring red color in that. And spread, even if you have just drawn a single box and not a three-dimensional box like this, like a 3D cube, you can paint half or a little less, or a little more than half part of the box in a color, and that will look like the edge of the building. Now notice how we have put shadows on the same side.
Aditi teacher,
Yes,
I've done half of the dessert already.
you've done already. Wonderful.
Half of it.
That's okay.
Can I leave?
Can I see what you've made? Do you need any help with the remaining half?
Yes, why is everybody leaving so early?
Uh, Summer usually gets very tired, so he leaves early. Okay,
Oh,
let's.
someone.
Okay, that's good. Very well done. Okay, I think you can leave, Summer. Let that dry. Don't close the book.
Miss, I didn't have the Arabian ox at the so you know.
I just came home, so I've not had.
I have to use something like the visual learning.
Very nice, Safreen. What is your question?
I didn't have time for the Arabian oxide. Sorry. This.
You can make it later, the Arabian Oryx.
But I have to color my Miss, can I show you a date? I have dates at home.
Okay. Ha, Summer. Let's see yours.
I have to color my remaining own drawings.
Okay, do it later then. Do it slowly and later. Do you want to Wait, we still have 20 minutes in class.
Where do you want to leave?
Here you go. A date.
Oh, you've got a date. How many people have dates at home?
I have.
Can you go and bring a date? Can everyone go and bring a date? And then let's look at the date and try to.
Mine date is really skinny.
So what color from our palette do you think we should use for the date? It can be a mixture of colors also. Oh, very nice. Summer's date is almost like chocolate.
Hey, it tastes also good. I eat every day.
The taste also good. I eat every day.
Even I eat every day, almost. Well, not every day, but I'd like to. I love dates. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to paint the dates. I will make a slightly reddish color. So I use all these browns and or reds and make a reddish color, but not these two, not scarlet and not crimson. And to paint the dates, I paint them like that. With some places, I leave a white mark. So paint it in a wiggle shape. So leave just a few highlights and you can paint the rest. When you come to the edge though, be very careful. And because all the dates are usually the same color more or less, you can go into the space of the dates also. You're almost there now. Now this part, I just want you to see. Some of you might be able to make it, some of you might not. So I just want you to see this. The silver part is painted like this. The dark sections, you only paint little bits. And if there's a design in there, you just draw some of the lines from either side of the design. So when you look at something in silver, you see the design, but you don't see the whole design. You just see lines and dots. And it takes a little while for you to start seeing how to draw those designs. But this is the technique that I use and it works pretty well. At some point, I'm going to show you how to paint silver also. Now there's some interesting shapes here, so I'll paint those. Like this. And then there's some design over here as well. So I'll try and paint only bits and pieces of what I see as the design. So if you want to become good at making objects like these, silver, gold, shiny objects like metals, you should practice painting or making a drawing directly with paint. Then your hand becomes really strong at these little lines that we have to make. Now I'm going to also make a dark patch on this side. See, in the joints between our flower petal shapes. So that will look like it's very dark. And I'm going to put a nice thick black. My dates have all dried now. So I'm going to put a thick black around the dates inside the lid. Now do not do this until your dates dry. Now remember, with watercolor, whenever you paint, it becomes light. If you paint just one layer, it'll become light. So everywhere you should try to paint at least 2 layers. So I'm painting the second layer on the bottom part of the dates, not the whole thing. Now, if you are making a very formal painting, then we can paint even these layers. We can go on painting for, I think, even 10-15 layers and keep making it darker and darker and darker. So make it darker where two dates are joining. But on the date that is being overlapped, on that you should make the shadow, not in the front. See over here, this part of the date is being overlapped by the bottom of our beautiful plate. So I'm taking a big dark.
Miss, something terrible happened to my date.
Wait a minute, huh, Sapreen, let me just finish this, then I'll see what terrible thing happened. See, I'll take some dark yellow ochre and I will make some lines on the dates so they look like they're all wrinkled up. Okay, Sapreen, let me see what disaster.
Very dark date.
Oh, dark dates are good. Some dates can be dark, some dates can be light. There are different varieties of dates. So leave it like that. Let it dry. Don't, it's not that bad.
And this is a date seed, and yes, I ate the date.
Very good.
What are we supposed to do on the highlights of the container of the date?
Highlights on this container, nothing. You leave it blank. So now we are almost done. You can paint uh, the letters of Oman in a particular, in whatever color you choose, or you can do this trick that I do. On just one side, or let's say two sides of the letters, you can draw a shadow like that. So the left and bottom is where I'm going to draw a shadow. And you draw a slight crooked line on the right edge coming towards the left. And then you can paint that so then Oman will stand out because of the shadow. And use a nice thinnish brush like a number 4 or even a number 1 and paint with a blue color. So I'm painting with a mix of all the blues that I have in my palette. I was doing some painting for something else earlier. So I had all this blue. It's got a little bit of cobalt, a little bit of ultramarine, and a little bit of cerulean. So I'm just mixing it all together. And I'm using it up to create this shadow. I love making shadows on my letters. There we go. Looks very finished also and formal. And even though my O has lots of bleeded color, can you see how nice the shadow on top of the leaves is looking? I'm quite happy with that. How are everyone's Oman pages looking? Safreen, slowly, don't do that. Once you've painted the color, don't go back and forth. Alia, let's see yours. Oh, wonderful. That silverware is also looking very nice. Are you happy? Very good. Let's see here. Oh, how nice. Very nice. Good. I love the contrast. The colors are looking beautiful. Kyra, let's see yours. Very nice. You managed to make a big picture this time. Very good. Ragini, are you done?
Ma'am, I'm just painting the letters.
All right. This time, can everyone please send me your pictures? I would love to share them on social media.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow. That is wonderful, Summer. Looking beautiful. I love the colors. Very nice. Good job.
Can I go?
Yes, now you can go. We are ending class in 2 minutes anyway.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Another.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Okay, is everyone done? Oh, very nice, Ragini. Wonderful. Please share it on the group. I love everyone's pictures. They're looking very nice. I want to show off to all my friends. Please share your pictures.
Ma'am, can I show it?
Yes, let's see. Oh, how nice. Very good. Very nice. Chalo, good. Everyone, please send me your pictures. And I will see you now. I think I will see you in 2 weeks. Next Monday, we won't have class on the 26th because I'm out of town and I'm going to a place where I don't know if I'll have the internet. So I may not be able to take class. So we'll just skip it. I think everyone's exams are also starting in the week after that. So maybe you all can all study. And then I will see you on the 4th of March. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.